Can you name a more iconic duo than game development and workplace harassment? I bet you can't. Well, it seems another company has been ousted for having terrible work conditions for its female employees. This time it's Blizzard. Also, Kotaku recently published a questionable article about an Xcom mobile spinoff, calling it a piece of crap. But hey, at least Dead Space is returning and that makes everything better, right? I'm Dalton Evans, and let's dive in. On Tuesday, a lawsuit was filed by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing stating that Activision Blizzard fosters a frat boy culture in which female employees are subjected to constant sexual harassment, unequal pay, and retaliation. The lawsuit also says female employees made up about 20% of the American workforce and are subjected to a pervasive frat boy workplace culture, including cube crawls, in which male employees drink copious amounts of alcohol as they crawl their way through various cubicles in the office and often engage in inappropriate behavior toward female employees, engage in sexual banter, and joke openly about rape, among other things. Female employees allege being held back from promotions because of the possibility they might become pregnant, being criticized for leaving to pick up their children from daycare, and being kicked out of lactation rooms so male colleagues could use the room for meetings, the complaint says. Female employees working for the World of Warcraft team noted that male employees and supervisors would hit on them, make derogatory comments about rape, and otherwise engage in demeaning behavior. The suit also points to a female Activision employee who took her own life while on a company trip with her male supervisor. The employee had been subjected to intense sexual harassment prior to her death, including having nude photos passed around at a company holiday party. The agency seeks an injunction forcing compliance with workplace protections as well as unpaid wages, pay adjustments, back pay, and lost wages and benefits for female employees. So this is obviously terrible for a number of reasons, but if I take anything away from this story, it has me curious about how many other studios have the same culture or a similar one that haven't been exposed yet. We got the news last year that Ubisoft was going through some structural changes because of abuse allegations from senior Ubisoft employees, and I'm sure there are loads of other stories out there that have yet to be revealed. The bottom line here is that there are many amazing women that make video games, and that they shouldn't feel like their safety is in jeopardy or that they're going to be sexually harassed while they're working. Which shouldn't have to be stated, but here we are. And while this isn't an easy thing to say or hear, a man that doesn't say anything or do anything when they can see a woman getting harassed openly is just as bad as being the person that's harassing the woman in the first place. This is a situation that was probably most likely known about by management, and they didn't do anything about it. So unless there is some kind of managerial adjustment or change in the near future because of this lawsuit, which there might be, there might not be, I wouldn't expect anything to change anytime soon at Blizzard. And while we're on the subject of developer harassment, yay, it's a great topic, isn't it? We shift our focus now to Kotaku, who published a piece on Monday called "New Xcom Game Looks Like Complete Crap." There you go. Let me ask you a question. What good does it do as a major publication that reaches across the entire internet to bash on developers that are just trying to make a good game? How is that in any way constructive to the improvement of the game at all? I would expect something like this from, like, say, a troll or like a commenter on Twitter that didn't have any significance at all to anybody and they're just there to like spread hate. But this is a major publication on the internet that has a far and expansive reach. That's just my take though. I'd love to hear yours. And EA finishes up today's show with a revival of a classic horror game that many people loved, including myself, which is Dead Space. If you haven't played either Dead Space 1 or Dead Space 2, definitely go do that because those games are classics. They still hold up really well. The third one is optional, really. It's not nearly as good. It's got a lot of added on stuff like optional multiplayer and microtransactions and stuff that just didn't really mesh well for the series. But I think that EA is trying to dip into what Capcom is doing with their reboot styles of older games, like what they did with Resident Evil 2 and 3. And there's not really a whole lot of detail right now about what this revival of Dead Space will be. There was a little bit shared with us, not a whole lot, just like a 40-second or 50-second gameplay teaser. That's it. But definitely play Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2 so you can get the full experience of what old school space horror from Visceral Games before they were shut down was like. And that is today's State of Gaming. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Be sure to let me know how you feel about the stories that I talked about. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on a video. My name is Dalton Evans, and I'll talk to you next time.